It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
I could say it, but I won't.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe and a beautiful Monday, first Monday, grateful Monday
Of March.
of March.
March Monday. March Madness. March. What are we doing? March Madness.
Tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow?
Yes, Merch Madness tomorrow. If you see one of us wearing a piece of merchandise and you call in, you win a shirt. Let's see how that works.
Happy Monday to you.
And if that don't work, then I'm just not gonna do no more merch.
I don't know how the day goes so fast, is all I can tell you. We finished the morning show at 10:30. It's 12 already. I don't know where. I've been on the phone with the bank.
It's the hands of March.
The Ides of March. That's coming up.
The eyes of March.
But
What
right now we're on
What
March
is that, a
6th.
movie?
The Ides of March?
Yeah.
Really?
It was something. What was that?
Caesar?
Caesar? Caesar salad? What? Caesar who? Caesar the guy who got stabbed?
You want to fill him in, Vismaya?
I thought it was a date.
The Ides of March, Mayor? The Ides of March?
Anybody knows who?
Death of Caesar.
Thank you.
Oh, Caesar was murdered in March?
Thank you very much.
But no, Caesar
don't
was.
know about
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Who killed Caesar? Bruno Smarts? Who killed Caesar?
Is it Brutus or Bruno? I think it's Brutus.
It was not Bruno.
It's
Brutus.
A2 Brutus. Brute, right?
Brutus, yeah.
Well, we all
Yeah.
have Google. We could do that.
We could Google it. See how fast we get to our phones.
Brutus killed. Bruno Mars killed Caesar.
Yesterday
He
was
sang at him.
yesterday was 305 day. It was about the U. I
Do
got
you
it.
what?
University of
Oh,
Miami.
stop it! You guys, you win something in basketball. You ACC, and all of a sudden you're the biggest thing in the world.
No,
Just
because it
take
was March
easy.
5th. It was 305. It's the area code.
Hello.
You went to there too?
What is that?
No, but I'm a Miami girl.
Okay.
I'm
What
a
was
bull.
that?
I'm a U.S.
She-
What was that?
305.
305. What was
Three-
that? 305.
305. Boy, if I ever see anybody do this, I
Do
think
you
I'm being
remember you
attacked
and
by
I
a
had
gang.
to do this? Do you remember they
Make
had
sure you're
us doing
talking to
this
your
thing?
microphone.
Do you remember they had us doing this thing
No.
back in Delray? You had to Teddy, do you remember that thing they made us do? You
What
had
they
to
make you do?
twist your arms and look through
I
your
did
hands.
that. It took me a week to get it unknotted.
Who
so I
was
don't
that?
do that
Was
no
it
more.
Arizona or was it Teddy? It was one of the crew that made us.
It was somebody who shall remain nameless because I think they ended up in some kind of ward or tested up like a.
Anyway, happy Monday. I think today is Laura Sanders' birthday, and I think today is Lynn Everard's birthday, host of the Editor's Desk.
March has nothing but birthdays. I have never seen so many birthdays.
I know.
They should just skip mine. I'll give it up. But look at that. See that?
Call me Zena today at 3 o'clock. Pop up. There you have it. Very
Who's
cute.
on the board, Josh?
Josh. Anyway, we got a great show lined up for you today. We've got audiologist Dr. Davidson joining us. We've got Living in Gratitude, Dr. Davidson.
What?
Huh? With Vismaya Rubin. We've
She
got
fell for it.
Karen
She
from...
did a double take. She did a double take.
And I have to have Karen looks extremely beautiful today, even more beautiful.
Well, Karen made you cry
Karen made me
to
cry
this morning
today.
for reasons unknown to me, but I guess Karen always looks beautiful.
I walked in this morning and this place was spotless, not by my hands. And it made me cry because it looked so beautiful. Are you
Now
gonna
I know what
cry
to get you
again?
for your birthday.
Cleaning lady?
Bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. It's going to be an emotional 2.5 weeks for me. So I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there right now, everybody. And
Her son is getting married in 2.5 weeks,
Yes.
and the shower works have begun already.
over everything.
Yeah.
You name it, everything.
Wait till they call you up and say, Miss Grabber, come up and dance
I
the
know.
last dance with your son.
I got to pick a song. Apparently, I've got 48 hours to actually choose one.
First of all, let me tell you, that's a chip. Because I danced with my mother, my first wife, And then I had to dance with my mother the second time. So there's always room for dancing.
So I gotta pick a song. Does it
Pick a
have to be
song.
slow? Because if it's slow, I'm gonna cry.
Of course it has to be. So wait a minute.
I'm already crying thinking about it. My daughter sent me
Why?
songs all weekend.
Why?
Because you know me and Aaron, and we're like,
So what? You're going to stop dancing with your son?
No, I
Have you
just
ever
don't wanna
danced in
cry.
public in front of 300 people?
I don't think so. Only
That's the part.
Only 172.
My mother was a wreck. She said, "Why are you making me do this, Freddie?" I go, "Because, Mom, this is tradition. Not in my house, it ain't."
Did you cry
My mother? No. She used the whole 3 minutes to lecture me
about?
in my ear. You better be good this and do that and take out the garbage and make sure that, and I'm like, wow.
See, I know though. I've trained him so well. He is so ready to be married because I did a really good job raising my son. That his
I'm not
wife
gonna
is
say-
very fortunate.
I'm not saying nothing.
Is all I can tell you. But yes, 2.5 weeks is going to be like the tier. I'm already thinking, you know, me, my anxiety.
When is the bachelor party?
They already had it already.
That was my opportunity to talk to him. I guess I missed.
But you know how you always say you never know your kids? So there's something that you and I have been working on for the studio. And I asked him a hypothetical yesterday, and he said, well, what do you think I used to do in D.C.? I don't know, you're a lawyer. Well, no, I used to do that. You did that? Can you help me? I got you. Why didn't you ask? And I thought, are you kidding me?
The lights went off on your head?
Did you have any idea?
Don't tell my son, because he told us
Your
this
son is
2
right
months
too.
ago.
Well, I told him the two options. I said, Gio said this, someone else said this, and he's like, no, you can do
Don't
it
tell him
Gio's way.
Gio, I hope you're not watching,
So anyway,
because I'm going to get a phone call.
it's exciting. I just got to do it either before he gets married or after the honeymoon. So I got a
We
little
should
bit
do
of
it
wiggle-
today.
I think so too. I'll call him today. You know, we still got that connection before he
So
is
let me get this
actually
straight.
married.
When he gets married, you're not going to talk to him?
No, I will, but
can't
know,
call him?
there's the wedding, then the honeymoon, and all those other
Where'd they
things.
go for the honeymoon?
They're going on, a mini moon. They're going on a pre-honeymoon to Spain. Pre-honeymoon.
Where in Spain?
Madrid?
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
And then apparently that's connected to something else, and I'm not very good with geography.
Portugal?
Yes. That's where they're going, after Spain, Portugal.
You go to Barcelona, then you go to Madrid, and then you go to
Yes.
Portugal.
So
I
I,
did that wrong.
I spent 6 months in Spain, and I just came back. It is my favorite place in the whole wide world. Barcelona is amazing. They're going to have a fabulous time, and Portugal is breathtaking.
So we said yesterday, 3 weeks from today, and his fiance says, I don't know what you guys are worried about in 3 weeks. I'm going to be in Spain. And we went, really? Because we're all going to be at your wedding. And she looked at us. She went, oh my God. Like she totally just missed the wedding part. She was on to the mini moon. So the mini moon is they leave on Tuesday to Saturday for Spain and Portugal. Then they come back, and then they go on their honeymoon in June.
Hold on, they're only going to Spain for 2 days?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4.
Oh, no, okay. Yeah, in
Me.
in
2 days flight
Barcelona.
time, though. Wow.
Me, that's like a trip to
Yeah.
Orlando. They're going to Spain and Portugal.
In Barcelona, well, they lose the trip. They're going to lose 2 days because you have to fly over, fly back. So, in Barcelona, they have the 3 ships: Christopher Columbus, the Pinta, the Maria, the Santa, whatever. Those 3 ships in the harbor. You ever seen those when you were there? You didn't go?
The
No,
Nina, the
I
Pinta,
did a lot
the
of
Santa
eating.
Maria.
Did a lot of eating?
We did a
The food there is
amazing.
delicious.
We did a food tour. I very quickly went by La Sagrada Familia because I had to see it. It's stunning. And then we went to Santin Gruel. It's a palace that was created by the same guy, Gaudi, who did the La Sagrada Familia, and it's just breathtaking.
I heard that's spectacular.
You can walk. I didn't go inside La Sagrada Familia, but I will go inside because I will be going back to Spain. I don't know when yet, but it is just incredible. Get off the main strip in Barcelona and go a few streets over, and it's just fabulous.
It's that old Spanish tradition. They have the castles. You visit all the castles. They light them up at night. Oh my God, they're breathtaking.
See, the younger generation, they go to Spain for 4 days like it's no big deal. Me, I'd be like, I need 10 days. I need a day ahead. I need a day after. You need a day to recover. You need to pack. Younger generation,
No, the funniest
nope.
story I heard over the weekend was how you and Chuck bought suitcases.
You have no idea.
That was hilarious.
And here's my segue. The woman that, because, people don't work in department stores anymore. There's, 2 floors and there's like one person for the entire floor. So you find someone to check us out because there's nobody there to help you buy anything at Macy's anyway. You're kind of on your own. So we find someone, she's checking us out. Now she can't hear, so she's totally hard of hearing. And then there's a line of people behind us. She was lovely. She was, oh, you can get points. Here's $40 off of that. And here's 30 off of that. And this one lady behind me only wanted to buy a bag of sheets. That's it. So she finally sat down because then she gave me points and she gave me this and she gave me that. Then Aaron says to me yesterday, oh, Mom, you went shopping at Macy's. How do you know? I got all your points. How did you get my points? He says, I have no idea, but I have your Macy's account. I've got all your star points. You've got $20 off if you want to go shopping between now and then. I don't know how he got all that.
Because the lady was
Because the
deaf.
lady couldn't hear, but she could see the email, which was mine, so I don't know how Aaron
That's
got
a
it.
good segue.
Anyway, there you go. Dr. Davidson, our audiologist, who we met through
Yes,
Candy
yeah.
Cohen. And I'm
Yeah,
excited
yeah.
because you've got some treatments for tinnitus or tinnitus.
Tinnitus, it depends on where you're from. I say tinnitus, but tomato, all good.
Tomato. I'm really
Yeah.
excited because
Yeah.
as our demographic ages, actually, one of our producers said their boyfriend has tinnitus, and he's 29. So it's not just an age.
It is
Apparently, it's
not.
the earbuds, right? Loud
Yeah,
music.
these kids are wearing their earbuds and blasting music sometimes 8 hours a day. And in your producer's person, her boyfriend is been in the music industry for so long, blasting music hours and hours a day, and it's knocked out nerve fibers in his ear. Result, tinnitus. Very, very common.
That's why
Noise
those-
exposure is the most common cause of tinnitus.
That's why the earbuds are very dangerous to have them in
For the
all
kids,
day
yeah.
long.
Yeah, but you know what? My Apple Watch now, even if I'm in my car and my stereo, I've turned it too loud because a great song is on, it dings me and it says, "Oh, you're now exposed to dangerous levels of sound." And then I go, "Ooh, yeah, I got to turn that down."
Really?
So yeah,
Your
it's an
phone
Apple
tell-
Watch setting.
Your
yeah.
phone tells you that?
My phone or Apple Watch, yeah, absolutely.
How do you like that?
So I asked Dr. Davidson, her first name is Mishan, how she got her name. We're just going to move that chair a little bit up because that's a big piece of glass behind you.
Yeah, so you want me to repeat it?
Please.
Well, my grandparents on my mom's side were Ukrainian. They came to the United States in the late 1800s, and my mother was named Misha Ann, and they put that together and came up with Mishan somehow, and that's why it's a little bit different.
I've never heard
So
any of that.
Ukrainian descent.
Yeah,
Isn't that
yeah.
amazing?
Her name
Yeah.
is so different. I've never heard that before.
But
I
you
thought
know
it was
what?
a-
I Googled it, and there's more than one.
Really?
Believe it or not, yeah.
I thought that I had a misspell when I saw the name, because you know me and names.
I know. You sent me the name and I said, send me the spelling.
I said, how do you pronounce that?
Yeah.
Right?
I just say Mission Ann or Michelle and Ann works.
You know, I wanted to start the conversation with how important hearing really is, and how important it is for people who English is not their first language. I was talking to Karen about this. What happens is when English is not your first language and you're hard of hearing, it gets really complicated really fast
Yeah.
because you misdiagnose or you interpret things that they're saying to you. You really can't hear them, and then you don't want to be, you don't want to say, "Can you repeat that?" Because first, people don't like doing it. I know somebody who hates that, so I'm trying to be more patient about it.
Yeah.
And the hearing begins to go. But when it's second language, it's even more crazy.
Yeah, I have a great explanation for that if you want to hear it.
Yes.
So, when we're born, our native language becomes like our library in our head of speech sounds. So now you bring into the mix a secondary language or a different language than what's in your primary language database. So when you don't hear well, your brain has to sort of fit together little pieces to figure out what's being said, even if it's your primary language. But now imagine that it's fitting together pieces of a different language. But your memory banks don't have that database. Your memory banks has English. So you're listening to this foreign language and you just literally can't put together the sounds and figure out what they mean without, more cues, whether it's the context of the conversation or, or some type of visual cue, being able to, read a facial expression or body language. So it's really what your natural database is. Is it English or is it the language that you're trying to listen to? matters.
it's frustrating when you talk to someone who's hearing. It's frustrating for them because they're hearing impaired and they can't really get the gist of the conversation. It's frustrating for the person talking that you get to the point where you don't want to scream it 3 times because you know they're frustrated and you're frustrated, so you just say, never mind, which is the worst thing to do.
Exactly, and that leads to a really important point. So just to sort of segue, the big buzzword right now is cognitive decline or dementia. And there is so much research out there that says hearing loss is the #1 modifiable risk factor for dementia, meaning it's the best thing you can do to slow the process or prevent the process from happening to you, correcting your hearing loss. So really the stigma is far outweighed by the benefits of being able to stave off that decline. And as you mentioned, when you have hearing loss and you're not able to participate, another aspect which leads towards dementia is social isolation. So that's a little bit about what you said about, wow, I'm just not participating, I'm pulling back, I'm not really investing in these social connections. It matters, it really does.
It's hard on both sides.
And there's other deliveries because sometimes people don't hear a conversation that's being had, and then they'll speak on something that has nothing to do with the conversation at
They
hand.
don't know what's going on.
Because and then they're gonna tell you I missed the whole thing, and it seems a little bit awkward because and then there is the reason why. And you always you ever notice that when people don't hear too well, you begin to talk like this.
Because they're trying to read your lips.
No, you begin to do this, you slow your speech
Right.
down, thinking that that's going to make it better. And then you raise your voice. Why are you yelling at me?
I know.
But here's the thing I want to ask you. We're going to take a quick commercial break. How do we get over the stigma that people come see you or an audiologist and get a hearing aid? Because there's no stigma, there shouldn't be. It enables you to get back into life. So what do you think it is?
So you want me to address that now or after the break?
After the break, because
right,
I have
got
a few
it.
other questions to go with that.
All right, more to come.
right.
888-994-4995, Studio A. I love this conversation.
Call in and ask your questions.
We'll be right back.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties. Open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Mellberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Mellberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
Are you compromising your medical care for doctors out of your network? Are you tired of dealing with referrals to see a specialist? Are you aware that you can save up to $155 a month on your Medicare premiums? You need an all-in-one benefits company that can help with all of your Medicare plan needs. Call today, All-in-One Benefits Group at 954-614-5488. We're here to find an all-in-one plan for you. 954-614-5488. Call today for open enrollment.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Now, here's the good news of the week brought to you by Trisna. Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe Show. My name is Trisna and I'll be reporting the best news of the week. To start, I wrote a post from the Washington Post specifically about menstrual leave in companies. There are a few companies in the U.S. that do offer this. It is very rare, but it is mostly out of the United States that it is a very big thing. Mostly in China, Japan, and Indonesia. However, Spain is about to be the first Western country to offer that to women with uteruses. Their quote, not mine. Now, they are offering you to stay home for up to 3 days, which is incredible because, you know, the first 3 days of the period are the worst. So those 3 days are definitely a blessing. But it definitely talks about the positive effects of implementing that in such a leave and hopefully bringing that to the U.S. even more. Next on my list here is All Terrain Georgia, which is a subsidiary of the Amy Copeland Foundation, are bringing all-terrain wheelchairs to nature parks around the U.S. Now, they are arriving parks or more around the U.S., but it is mainly in Georgia, 11 to be specific. Now, it does give you access to those with disabilities to roam around the nature parks with tracked wheelchairs. So they do have tank-like tracks is what they said specifically. They do offer a training course when you do first go to use these wheelchairs, so you definitely want to know how to use that. But they are reporting that that will be coming around as well. Furthermore, the Ocean Cleanup is launching their newest invention. It's the System 03. It gathers massive amounts of garbage in the oceans. So with all the plastic that is floating around in the oceans around the U.S., they are predicting that they will be launching about 10 of those this year. And it'll be about 4 meters deep into the ocean. With 10 of those, they are hoping to clean up the Pacific entirely. So that is all I have for today. Back to you, Freddie and Don, in the studio.
Her name is?
Trishna.
You think I'm going to remember that?
It's like Trisha and then a no.
Yeah, good luck with that.
It's like Trishna.
Trishna. No, I ain't going to remember that. Between her and Doc, forget about it. That's a career to remember those
Nice
two
job, Trishna. Menstrual leave. Can you imagine if we actually implemented that in the studio? We'd have no one here except Josh and Mayor.
Menstrual leave. Is
And
that
you.
for men or for women?
Any woman with a uterus.
No. Men
That's
need
what she
menstrual
said.
leave.
You have to, apparently the
I'm
qualifications
going
are
to
you
start
need a
new.
uterus.
No, I'm going to start a new thing because we have to live with it.
The funny thing is they actually had to define who's qualified to take it. So if you do not actually have a uterus, you're not able to take the leave, I guess.
Really, it's uterus leave. Uterus leave.
Anyway, we got to go back to Dr. Davidson and finish up our conversation as
Yes,
to,
we have a couple of questions.
as to the stig. Before we do that, Sally, make yourself comfortable. She's got Margaret here, and then we're going to head over back to Dr. Davidson.
Go that way, yeah, real quick. Go.
You can head that way. Okay, then don't go that way.
What is it?
I wanted to talk about the stigma. Do you know anyone that's, I can talk about my family members that are hard of hearing and they never wanted to get a hearing aid, so you're always screaming and it doesn't work. And then they're reading your lips and that doesn't work. And you know everyone's frustrated on both sides, but when they actually get the hearing aid fixed, like, oh, I can hear again. I don't know why they break so much.
Well,
first of all, there's a lot less stigma today than there was even 10 years ago. Hearing aids are very stylish. They can hide behind your ear, inside your ear. They come in gorgeous colors. They're very technically advanced. They're Bluetooth. They're things that I would say people that are younger getting hearing aids, 50, 60-year-olds, they're not bothered in the least by how they look because they're such a great enhancement to their lives. So that stigma is starting to dissipate.
Yeah.
But for those who still feel some stigma, what I tell them is, what do you think makes you look older? Saying, huh? What? What did you say? Or just sitting back, wearing hearing aids, but being so connected and so on point. That really explains it.
And they're waterproof now too, right?
Yeah, I fit my husband with a set of those new waterproof ones. That's interesting that you heard that. That's a brand new product released by the Sonova Corporation. It's a Swiss hearing aid. And yeah, you can jump in the pool, jump in the ocean, jump in the shower, and it's still going to be giving you that great sound.
But how does it work? Don't you need a box on your body somewhere to receive the transmission, or how does it work?
What are you referring to?
In other words, if I put a hearing aid on and I jump in the pool, I'm not going to be wearing an antenna or something to receive.
No, but all the components have been sealed.
In the aid?
Sure, in the hearing aids, so that way they're protected against immersion, from water. Yeah.
Do you ever watch the show FBI?
Sure.
You see how they put something in their ear, and no matter where they are in the city, they can hear one another?
Sure,
it's the same concept.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's kind of cool. I would love to have one of them.
Well, you know what's cool? You can get one, Freddie. Come see me, because now hearing aids are two-way phone devices, meaning without picking up your cell phone, you can answer it by a simple tap and talk through the hearing aid, on a phone call. You're done with the call, doot, hang up.
My dad has his connected through his iPhone, so he hears it through his hearing aid.
Correct, but you can now speak through the hearing aid, which is something very new.
When he goes to give my mom the phone, that's when it becomes an issue, because she can't hear it, but he does. So
That's
it's like
just
having a party
training.
line.
Dawn, that's just training right on your iPhone. You know that audio source button that you just tap that and you switch it to speaker, hand the phone off, and there you go. They
He
just need a
loves
little
that.
training.
That's amazing. I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
tell
yeah.
you, hearing aids are good if you can't hear. Okay, I get that part, right? That's normal. But these bad boys all of a sudden make sense because you can use it as a phone. It does languages. You were saying there was one that does languages.
Yeah. You can have live language translation, fall alerts. So for, let's say you have a parent and you're worried about them falling in their own home, you can actually set the hearing aid because it's got motion sensors to text you if it detects a fall. And then you can easily, call your parent right back and say, hey, are you okay? Or they're not answering, get 911 there. So they can check blood pressure and heart rate and
Hearing aids can?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you briefly, I went to this, I was at an audiology conference, and the last maybe hour of the conference, you know how they have concept car shows? They did a concept hearing aid presentation with what they're looking at for the future. And I'm telling you, it would blow your mind. They have sensors inside these units that when you are straining to hear because of background noise, your heart rate increases. So it can detect that increase in heart rate. And when that happens, the hearing aids go into like a super magnification mode so you can hear that speech. Another cool thing they have, in the works is connecting hearing aids to glasses that give you live captions while you're talking. I mean, really cool stuff.
How do you
coming
know
out.
which one you need and what's the best brand? Because I know Costco has them and BJ's has them and then Walgreens has them.
Well, they don't have their own brands, first of all. So there are really 5 big players in the hearing aid market. And there isn't one hearing aid that's best for everyone. You have to really see a professional, be evaluated, and they look at several things, not just the hearing loss, but what are your lifestyle needs? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you in a lot of business meetings? Do you go to a lot of noisy restaurants? Are you someone that loves music? So your provider should evaluate you on both ends, socially and then audiologically, and then find the best match for you. And then it has to be professionally fit and adjusted. It's not like taking shoes out of a box and throwing them on. You have to be trained and go through really an auditory therapy program to get the most benefit possible, which is why you can't grab them off the shelf and throw them in your ears.
So if someone comes to you for, I guess, an assessment, a diagnosis, consultation, you can then also say, I think this is the best one for you, let me order it for you, and then you'll fit them?
Absolutely, but also I really believe in having patients try products before they actually buy them. It's not only for them, but it's for us. So we might have a fairly good idea where to start, but it might not be where we end up with them. So I usually keep test products of all the big manufacturers in the office, and then if there's maybe 2 I'm looking at for their particular case, I'll say, well, let's test this one out first and then maybe the other. And so that way we really can just really get the best fit for them.
You also told me that hearing aids have a way of helping with tinnitus.
Yes.
Even if you haven't lost your hearing, which is amazing.
Right. So all hearing aids pretty much have embedded within them a tinnitus therapy signal. Now, combining that signal with therapy, it's called tinnitus retraining therapy, in fact, combining that signal with therapy can successfully help a patient adapt to their tinnitus over 80% of the time. It's a very highly effective tool for mitigating tinnitus. It's wonderful.
Now I gotta ask you, not all ear holes are made the same.
Correct. Absolutely.
Why are you laughing?
Ear holes?
Yes,
Ear
because I
canals?
cannot.
An ear canal.
Yeah, whatever this is. This is a hole, ain't it?
Well, it's like your pie hole, but your ear hole. I get it, but
You get
but Dawn's right. Let's call it an ear canal. It sounds better.
Okay, well,
An
in
ear
the
hole.
Bronx they call it an ear hole. But anyway,
Not all
not
holes
all
are
of-
the same.
Not all
no.
holes are created the same.
Oh, my
because
goodness,
I
no.
can't even wear ear pods because they fall out.
Yeah, Freddie, I can't either, and there's a great solution for that. So when you have ears that have a unique shape to them, you really want to customize the hearing product. So we can take impressions of the ear, just like the dentist does of your teeth, and we can fit on the end of that hearing aid a customized piece so it fits like a glove regardless of the size of your ears. Think about it, that's how we fit babies or infants with hearing aids. Their ears are small, but we get those customized pieces that enable them to fit really almost any ear, regardless of the shape.
There is so much information. And then
This is unbelievable.
And you told me there's a thing you can wear around your head for music at night, but then it doesn't go in your ears.
Yeah,
you
you know,
sleep with
I
it?
found this out from, believe it or not, one of my kids, because they listened to music during the day and they didn't want anything inside of their ears. So they turned me on to this headset called Aftershocks. They're like 70, 80 bucks, and they're Bluetooth, so they pair with your phone. And they send sound to the ears through bone conduction. So there's a piece that sits here, goes over the ear and behind. It's very soft and comfortable. And via Bluetooth, you can play tinnitus therapy apps to help also reduce or mitigate tinnitus without, even having hearing aids. So there's treatment for everybody, whether you choose a hearing aid route or these other auditory delivery systems. But Aftershocks was the coolest thing that I found.
I'm thinking that I wouldn't hear anyone snore, and my
Why?
anxiety wouldn't keep me awake because I could hear my own music and not hear that. And
No, you
between
gotta put a helmet.
between that and my mouth guard, I'm just going to sleep in another room.
You're like a
and
hockey,
go-
you're like a hockey player. You got a mouth guard going too.
and menopause and my son getting married. I'm just moving out.
You got
this
a lot
whole-
going on there,
I'm
Dawn,
just
I
moving
hear
out of
you.
the house.
Yeah.
All I can tell you.
You're
Yes,
one
I hear
scary
you.
chick, man. Let me tell you something.
Happy Monday.
Now, one of the reasons that I ask you about the ear canal being
ear hole.
different, the ear hole being different, is because the biggest fear that I've talked to people about is if you're in public and your earpiece pops out,
Your hearing aid?
the hearing aid pops out,
Right.
and people are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe
Oh,
that just
man.
happened," and it embarrasses
I've
people
never
to
seen
no
that
end.
happen.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, the biggest problem that I had seen was when people were masking for COVID, because they were flipping their masks off and on and then flipping out the hearing aids. But now that that's sort of, on the downslide, if they're properly fitted, they literally should never fall out of your ears. What masking was a whole different thing, but properly fitted hearing aids, they stay put. You could do a handstand and they shouldn't fall out of
Well,
your
the
ears. so-
FBI guy doesn't have anything in his ear; it just sticks
You and
inside
I should
his
get them
ear.
so we can talk to each other.
What?
Well, the FBI guys wear the thing that hangs over, but again, that's kind of what hearing aids do. They hang over now with a little fishing
Oh, so it
wire
does
and
hang
something
over?
inside.
From what I saw, he just popped in his ear, and if you want to talk to you, you just
And
taps him.
they have that kind too. There are some that are even fully implantable inside the ear canal. So,
This is
it
unbelievable.
just depends. Yeah.
Now let's
Now,
talk about I'm
price.
Sorry. Yeah.
I want to talk about price because I know that the federal government now you can get, I guess, some kind of. Everybody can get this deal for like $4.95 or $2.95 or something.
Boy, would I love to talk to you about that, Freddie. I'm glad you brought that up. You're probably talking about over-the-counter hearing aids,
Yes.
correct? Right. So I'm going to tell you a true story. I have a 60-year-old sister. She works in tech. She has hearing loss. I bought 2 sets of OTC hearing aids. I did not open the box. I handed it to her as a test, and I said, fit yourself. She spent an hour and then looked at me and said, I give up. I cannot figure this out. So what we found is that possibly the younger generation, that 20, 30, 40-year-old generation, is going to be able to do this self-fitting process, but it's not easy. And in fact, it's so difficult that some of these OTC companies are already going out of business because what they thought would be they would have landslide sales, not happening. It's 10% of what they thought it would be because it is a difficult process.
So it doesn't fit right.
It doesn't fit right, and it's very difficult to set and connect yourself. I mean, you've got to be able to test through an app, fit yourself through an app, connect through Bluetooth. I mean, I have patients in my office every week. I lost my Bluetooth connectivity. What do I do? I mean, so you think they're going to self-fit, really technical process, self-fit hearing aids that way? Not going to happen right now. And
So-
then on the other side is my husband is a software engineer who has hearing aids, he's been wearing them for 15 years. He was able to do it in about 20 minutes, of course, in his line of work. But I asked him, so what does it sound like? You wear a really high-tech set of hearing aids, and now you're wearing these, you're trying these OTCs. He likened it to like wearing side blinders. So it's like you can hear, but the soundscape is very narrow. It's a very limited amount of correction. And it's just for mild to moderate loss. So if you're having some serious hearing issues, they're not for you anyway. So
And
I'm
will
not really.
Medicare or private insurance supplements cover anything?
Medicare, straight Medicare does not. There are Medicare Advantage plans, which are those replacement Medicare plans that have some good benefits. I've seen some with $2,500 benefits, $5,000 benefits. So there's a lot of plans out there that are helping people.
Wow.
So it's, it's really come a long way that we're, the healthcare system is starting to recognize the importance, especially with, the cognitive decline issues that they're realizing we got to do something.
And it makes a big difference in your life to be able to see and to hear, right? And if you can hear conversations and things going on around you, you gain a different type of confidence in your job, or if you retire, whatever. Now that you can swim and everything else, it sort of upgrades things that are happening in your life. So over-the-counter might not be a solution, but don't think that because you bought an over-the-counter, that's it. There isn't any alternative to that. And I want people to understand that, because I know people who know some more people that should seek out doc, because you could tell, and you have to repeat yourself a few times. Yeah?
Josh said check the Facebook messages. Something, I guess.
Okay. And people will take a look at different deals about how to improve, and it begins to affect you in different ways.
Right, you're sitting out for dinner, you're sitting at the pool with your family, and your grandchildren come over, and you can't enjoy the moment because you can't hear them. I mean, the good side is you don't hear them running around the swimming pool screaming, right? The other side is you don't hear them come up and go, Grandma or Grandpa, can we go for ice cream? Can we do this?
Yeah.
You're missing really the best of what it is.
Yeah, and you never get those moments back. So why would you waste them? It's such an easy solution nowadays. So
Because people don't know who you are, and you're making it sound very doable. Not saying easy, very doable, approachable. People are afraid to do things. And Frank, she just said Medicare does not cover hearing aids.
Right.
But
Medicare and Advantage program does.
Medicare Advantage plans have some benefits, and some of them are very decent and could cover the cost in full or a large part of it. And so, at our practice, we participate with every single one of those plans because we want to help as many people as possible. So,
And actually, right now, it's open enrollment for Medicare, through the end of the month, and we can get you that information through All-in-One Benefits Group through the Medicare Advantage plans as well, and that's a show we do on Monday evenings.
Now, do you offer consultations so they can sit down and try to figure out how to afford the ones that you want to get?
Absolutely. So,
See, that's what I like.
as an example, we offer a 1-hour consultation at no charge. We'll screen their hearing, look on their ears. We can remove earwax, and then we can, find out really what their needs are, hearing-wise, social-wise, and then help, and then put a plan together to help them.
And you'll check the health of the ear as well when you're taking out the wax?
It's imperative. We have video cameras. We can look in the ears, show it up on the screen. There's been a super cool advancement in removing earwax called the irrigator. So it warms water to body temperature and safely flushes wax out in minutes. It's comfortable and safe, and we even have a lot of young people, because wearing their earbuds, their ears block up with wax. They're coming in, and of course, they're all about YouTube. So they're like, can I YouTube this while you're removing it? I'm like, sure. So, yeah.
And are you open on the weekends?
Please, God, no. Sorry.
Okay,
That's
so
my
when you're in
tennis
the week-
time.
Can you
I'm
imagine
open Monday
live
through
streaming
Friday,
the
9 to
wax
5.
coming out of your ear?
Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah?
Do you know that COVID affected this allergy thing in the head, and all of a sudden you had 2 pounds of earwax?
Yeah.
It's a defense mechanism, my doctor said,
Yeah.
and everybody has it.
Yeah.
It's funny because people sometimes they take a potato out of their head. It
Grossing me
happens with COVID. And then there's that elongated COVID situation. So just going to see Doc and getting a fine tuning might be worth the visit.
What's the best way to contact you?
Yeah, so the best way would be to call the office at 561-221-0450 and schedule that consultation. There's absolutely no obligation and no cost for that whole hour of my time.
And you have 3
we're there for you.
offices.
I do. I have Boca Raton over on, that would be Lions and Glades, where that TJ Maxx Center is, and Boynton Beach, which is on Hagen Ranch Road, and Coral Springs. I'm in a medical center in Coral Springs.
Wow.
What a great gift for a birthday.
Right?
Because you know something, people our age, as you get older, you don't want to stigmatize yourself and start withdrawing because you can't hear. And sometimes we're our own worst enemies, and we refuse to accept the fact that every other word is, huh?
Right.
What was that? And I think with such a simple checkup, now if you can't afford the top of the line, you get something less, but at least you're on your way to better.
And Freddie, even the mid to lower range hearing aids are getting better and better.
Yeah.
They're Bluetooth, they're rechargeable. They have tinnitus therapy signals. You don't have to have the premium product to be able to have a good result. So, it's really there's options for everyone. And I even work with charitable organizations that will provide no cost hearing aids to people that have no insurance benefit and no financial means to acquire them. So I really, my philosophy is everyone deserves to hear, and we will make it happen. If they're motivated to get the help, we will make sure they get it regardless of their ability to pay.
Thank you
That's
so
a
much for
blessing.
joining. That's incredible. We're
See,
going
this is all part of the
Aging.
grateful, what?
Gratitude?
The gratefulness of Mondays, which is a nice beginning to this deal. But, it's so vital. When they first introduced me to Doc, I said, something, I sat down and I talked to Gio and everybody else. I talked to my son, Freddie. And it's imperative because when their grandparents were alive, they didn't have these opportunities.
My grandfather couldn't hear anything, and when he could hear, all we heard was the buzzing, the humming of
Hearing aids don't do that anymore because of sophisticated electronics. There is no more buzzing. It's virtually non-existent nowadays.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But now you have somebody who understands the nature of the beast. Back then, you went to a doctor and he says, okay, here, stick this in your ear, and it didn't matter, it didn't fit, and they used to pop out
That's
all
why
over
you
the
think
place.
you used to keep it in your pocket, the transmitter.
Yeah,
it's not
I
like
asked
that
you
anymore.
that. I said that to your father. He says, where's your transmitter?
It's everything is on your phone now. His pacemaker's on his phone, his hearing aid's on his phone.
Yeah, but he doesn't turn the sound up, so he still says, huh?
I know. Well, maybe that's a blessing in disguise also. Contact Dr. Davidson, or you can comment right here at the studio or give us a call at the station, 888-994-4995. You can contact her directly at 561-221-0450. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, let's talk Gratitude Monday. We'll talk to Karen, we got Sally, and we've got Margaret in the house. So stay tuned. Look, she's smiling.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? What would you do if you had a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times treatment is fully covered, so why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed by law to take off time from work, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call us right now and save a life.
Call 855-350-4504. That's 855-350-4504. Call 855-350-4504 now.
Want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call, because the best prices are not online. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner. Call today and get the best price on your next flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Sitting on a park bench one day, you came down and sat next to me. You had my heart fluttering, baby, like a pair of butterfly wings. I seemed to talk for hours about everything we do. And when you went away, baby, Lord, right then I knew that there's only one woman for me. You showed me things I'd never seen. Oh, baby, you drive me crazy. There's only one woman for me. It's been 2 years, baby. Oh, you're standing there. I see the love in your eyes, wind blowing through your hair. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, the love we share. And I knew in my heart, baby, none would ever compare. And there's only one woman for me. You show me things I've never seen. Oh, baby, you drive me crazy. And there's only one woman for me. We talk for hours, made love on the beach. You are my dream, my only fantasy. Then one summer day, my darling, you went away. You flew up to heaven, you see, got your own pair of wings. Though it broke my heart, I remember everything you taught. There would never be another woman that could mend his heart. And there's only one woman for me. You show me things I've never seen. Oh, baby, you drive me crazy. And there's only one woman for me. You show me things I've never seen. Whoa, baby, you drive me crazy. And there's only one woman for me. There's only one woman for me. There's only one woman for me. There's only one woman for me.
And we're back.
We're back. All right, we started. We got Latin Hustle's getting ready to get going in the other room with Dr. Davidson. For more information, you can always reach us right here, 888-994-4995, Studio A. She gave a lot of information.
She's good.
All-in-One Benefits Group. It is open enrollment right now for Medicare through the end of March. Medicaid stays open. Medicare, you can change your plan, enroll in a plan, get a new plan. Apparently Medicare Advantage has benefits that straight Medicare does not have for audiology and hearing aids.
I gotta tell you something honestly. All-in-One was on the air
Last Monday.
And people wrote in and talked to me about the company they were talking about has a bad rep. And I'm being transparent and I'm being very honest. Has a bad rep. That is not the only company that they represent. That is the one that currently is offering the most bells and whistles.
But
they're improving.
Correct. That's the but. Things have changed over the past 3 years with certain companies, and they realize that to stay stable and in the marketplace, you got to give benefits. You have to have better quality of care, and
But
they
they're
are
giving
doing
a lot
that.
of benefits.
And they are doing that. So
Because they've had tarnish in the past, they're cleaning that act up. Now, here at the cafe, we want you to get the best deal. So he offered us, at the moment, this is what the best deal is being offered. But they have other companies that they will educate you about.
they work with all of them.
All of them. The guys are great and they're knowledgeable. So if you do have Medicare or you're going to retire or you've put in for it, get the free consultation with them. All I can tell you is do yourself a favor. Learn what is best for you.
You know what I found out over the weekend? That if you are leaving your job or for whatever reason your spouse is leaving a job but you still need health insurance or your significant other, you can COBRA your health insurance for up to 18 months at no more than 102%. So essentially the max they can charge you is another 2% over what you currently pay. 18 months then gives you this breathing room to find something else.
It's funny when Michelle was carrying Freddie as a baby, I left my job and I had to go to COBRA. This was with John Hancock, and here's what I used to pay with John Hancock, and here's what I pay for Cobra. I'm going to tell you, that was the toughest 12 months of my life to try to meet that thing away from, so 2% is cheap.
So they said no more than 102%. So I'm assuming it's just another 2. They say it's at the same rate. So it's definitely something to consider. No reason to fear if you don't have extra insurance right now.
Correct. All right, moving on.
Ready for a day of gratitude?
We want to do, let's introduce a segment on gratitude. There it is.
Gratitude Monday.
That's right. Look how quick they did that.
I like that.
See that? See the hand?
We've got Vismaya Rubin joining us. Living in Gratitude.
Lady with the coolest name.
Living in gratitude today.
Gratitude. So we're going to live in gratitude today.
It's Gratitude Monday, and we have asked her to come in because we want to talk to her about doing something every week continuously so that we could change the perspective. And having Doc talking about hearing and sensitivities and all that, very important. She said peroxide is an old method, because I'm old, and it works. She says, yeah, it's very healthy to clean out your ears, and the peroxide, you put it in there, when it stops sizzling, zip, then you know you're done. It's like a microwave, bing!
And it would run out. I grew up with peroxide. I always had ear infections
You do that?
as a kid.
You put peroxide in your ears?
I
You do?
I
You do?
Yeah.
Can you move your mic from your necklace?
How you doing? How you doing?
We're going to teach you about the ins and outs of a lavalier.
I think I'm going to hold it like a microphone. How's that? Is that better?
He's good. They're
Thank
better
you.
on that. So we're going to talk to Vismaya about gratitude. And I think post-COVID has stressed a lot of people out. So much so, my future daughter-in-law is a mental health counselor. So she sent me all these meditations yesterday to try to breathe. And you know what they're titled? Post-COVID breathing exercises. Stress post-COVID. So apparently all of our mental health has changed post-COVID. And we've all gotten older, so that changes anyway, but I think all of these traumas and triggers have even more exacerbated than they ever were.
A couple of things. First, I'm so excited. First of all, I'm looking at the right camera.
Perfect.
Keep looking over there.
So the mental health industry, as an industry, completely skyrocketed during COVID. And I think one of the things that we're seeing now is that mental health, the conversation of mental health is not as taboo as it once was before. People are admitting that they're having some difficulties. They're recognizing, I have anxiety or maybe I'm depressed. And I think that those conversations right now are in the forefront and people are much more comfortable talking about them because we've seen celebrities talk about them during COVID. And I think that's part of the reason why we're seeing so many people openly talking about it, which I think is wonderful.
I think that the bottom line is that there are mental changes every day. So to have her come in once a week and let's talk about the mental change either from last week or this week, whatever we decide on doing, is vital. Because I've noticed that there have been more pressures, sometimes there's less pressures. At the party, everybody was talking about the index on the Fed rate, on borrowing money to buy a house. And all of a sudden, that was the whole conversation on Saturday night at a party. People are talking about a problem that it went up, and then it went down, and then it went up, and went down. Where's it going to be? How do I buy a house? How do I pay my mortgage?
It's better to talk about my luggage. Stressful?
I'll give you that one. That's good.
Stressful, right? You thinking of moving?
It is. It is. But I think that handling stresses is what I wanted to talk to her about. Because if you learn how to handle stresses, no matter what is thrown at you, no matter what curveball is coming your way, you're going to be better for it, yes?
Definitely. I think, one of the things, like Dawn, you said your daughter-in-law has sent you some meditations. Having those tools in our toolbox and knowing what kind of things work for us allows us to handle stress in a much easier and better way. So some of my go-tos, I love the meditation. When I know that I'm feeling a little anxious or something's going on, I put my meditations in, I listen. Sometimes I listen all day. I do my morning reading, which has really made a huge difference for me. I have a couple of books that are my go-tos, and I read almost every day with a friend of mine. And that 15 minutes, it forces me to sit down and do something for myself before I check my emails, before I get on the computer. I exercise in the morning, and then I do my 15 minutes with that reading, which has made a huge difference. So knowing what allows your brain to calm down also is very powerful. So it's that way we have those tools in our toolbox. You know, like a contractor is not going to walk into your house without having a certain set of tools.
How do you do this all day? Are you a coach? Do you have clients that you actually help people say, all right, you're anxious, but let's look at the positive? How does Living in Gratitude Today work?
So one of the things we do is we have a movement, an ongoing movement, and I send out, like I've talked about before, the emails that go out on a regular basis. And I am committing to creating a course because a lot of people have been asking me for it. So I will be doing a course, and I haven't put all the details together, which will really give us the opportunity to watch the minds. Because when we're able to watch our mind, that's when we're able to calm those voices down and practice not only being in gratitude, but allowing ourselves to see and create the future that we want to see. And it sounds very woo-woo sometimes to people, and I get it. But when we're able to manage the mind and able to calm those voices, we're really able to create whatever we want, even in stressful situations.
Well, I wanted to bring up a specific stress trigger, for lack of a better word. And so don't get mad at me if I use the wrong terminology. But the point is having panic attacks, which do not make an appointment. They sort of show up unexpectedly. You could be having a great day, and all of a sudden you have a panic attack. Or you could be having a bad day, and you get a panic attack that makes it worse. Sometimes you're in public, sometimes you're in private, sometimes it's 3 in the morning. You know, as a fellow sufferer of panic attacks, when I was an NYU freshman, they were going to put me in a, I can't use that word, they were going to put me in a inpatient institution because they thought I was losing my mind. Because back in the day, there was no definition of a panic attack. So that's a specific time. We're going to go over the different types of panic attacks that exist. There's nerve ending, there's stomach, there is, you can't see, you can't hear. There's certain things that happen physically to the body when the chemistry begins to change. But in general, how do you handle a panic attack?
So I'm not a doctor, but some of the things that I will say to you is, for me, breathing, and I don't have panic attacks, but I get anxiety and I go through my stressful things. Breathing, like really watching my breath, inhaling 4 seconds and exhaling longer calms the nervous system. And doing that for a few minutes really allows your nervous system to calm down. Another one for me, a big one, is exercising. And I know when you're in the middle of a panic attack, the last thing you want to do is get up and exercise. So you start with the breathing, and then maybe you get up and move your body a little bit. Journaling also works for me. But if it's something that's that severe, I would definitely recommend speaking to a doctor because I am not a medical doctor. But you have to, again, have some of those tools in your toolbox and start to pay attention to what are the things that make you feel good when you're feeling good, so that you can pull them out when you're having one of those panic attacks.
And the second part of this question, here comes the curveball. If you're sitting in front of someone and you notice that they're going through this change, this trigger, this whatever you want to call it, whether it's anxiety, a panic attack, or anything, how do you handle it on the other side? What do you think is the proper way of handling it to help other people with this?
I think first thing I would do is ask them, really have them breathe with me, and I would model the breath. I would inhale, like I said, 4 counts or 5 counts, hold it for a second, and exhale. So I would model the breathing, and I would ask them to follow my breath. I think that's the first thing I would do, and just give them permission to kind of calm themselves down before we did anything else.
So you want them to control their breathing and their, you know, my mother, may she rest in peace, used to say to me when I was going through my thing, she says, okay, you're gonna go run. And it was like 2 degrees in New York City with ice and snow. I said, you want me to run where? She says, you're gonna go run outside. I said, why? She says, I want you to short circuit your system. In Spanish, she told me this. So I was 19, 20. I said, short circuit, what? What the hell does that mean? And then what she did is she used to make me run around Yeshiva University on 186th Street in Washington Heights. I was running out there in the bitter cold, and she was right. Because what happens is after the exhaustion period when you want to go home because it's so freaking cold, then you get into a groove, and all of a sudden you start hearing your heartbeat. All of a sudden you start hearing your breathing. All of a sudden your thoughts, the fog is lifted. That's how I got over and got away from doing this thing, is because I started to listen physically to what was ailing me.
I was listening to this meditation this morning, and it made me think of you, because you always say to me, are you bleeding? No. Is there a mark on you? No. Thoughts are just intangible creations in your mind that we put substance to. It's not anything you can touch. You can't pick it up. You can't scratch. It's not going to make you bleed. It's something that we create, our mind creates. It can float away. It doesn't have to exist, or it can. We make them up. Our mind makes them up. So it's not even as if it's something like this magazine. This is something, this is tangible. A thought is not. A thought we can get rid of as easily as we created it if we have the right tools.
Miss Maya, she takes it out of context. What I told her was...
No, that was my meditation this morning.
No, what I told her was sometimes people would say, you're making it up. You're making it up.
No, what I thought of you, you said, it's not tangible. You'll say, are you hurt?
No, I understand that.
A thought is
but don't take it out of context. What I meant was people telling you, no, it doesn't exist. You're fine. You're making this up. And you take it to heart. They say, man, this guy or this girl thinks there's something wrong with me. Don't take it to heart. That's when I said, are you bleeding? Did a lung fall out of your arm? No. You don't listen to
I
things.
meant it in a positive way. A thought is
know,
not
but
a
it didn't come
tangible
out that way.
No, I
something
actually
to
heard
touch.
it as
I
a
think
positive.
they thought as a positive.
For sure.
No, I
And
took it
think-
as a
I thought
positive.
you were yelling at me
No,
somewhere.
no.
No, I think those are great questions. You know, I remember I had a coach one time. I was freaking out about something, and she said to me, is what you're freaking out about matter to you right now? And I'm like, no. She says, will it affect you in a week? No. Will it affect you in 2 weeks? I said, yeah. She says, okay, put it away for 2 weeks and let it go. And I think those questions that you were asking, what it does is it breaks those thought patterns, and it allows us to, or allows the person who's in the middle of something to take a deep breath, to just calm the nervous system. And you were talking about your mother, like the idea of getting up and going to exercise, that releases so many endorphins in the body, and it changes the way your energy is. And it definitely makes a difference. One of the things, like during the pandemic, I could feel my energy, I could feel it, like it was, you could slice my energy. I'd have to get up and walk around the block. Put on music, walk around the block. The neighbors didn't like when I walked around the block with my music because I would sing at the top of my lungs, but it definitely shifted things for me and made me feel better.
It makes a difference.
Uh-huh.
Just for myself, because I also do get occasional panic attacks, very aware of my breathing. I know it's very, very important. But I say to myself, because they don't last very long, and I've had them for many years on and off, this will pass. And I think just saying that to myself, maybe it's 2 or 3 minutes. I'm lucky they don't go on very long, and I don't know when they're going to happen. But as I'm having that attack, I breathe and just say, this is going to go away. I know I get extremely hot afterwards, actually. That's just me. I'm sure everybody is different. But that's helped me tremendously. So I'm going to go maybe another minute, 2, 3 minutes. But by myself saying that, it's very important for myself to do that. So if that helps anybody, too. I see you nodding your head, so I think,
that's
yes,
one of my
yes.
favorite mantras. This too shall pass.
Yes,
because
exactly.
And it's good for when things are wonderful as well, like to remind you to be in the moment, to be
The gratitude.
excited, to be grateful for this moment. Like
Exactly.
this too shall pass. Like and not in a negative way, but to remind you to be here, to be excited, to be involved, to see what's going on. But also when things are not going so well, that helps me tremendously.
It works both ways.
It works both
Absolutely.
ways
Yes,
because it reminds me
absolutely.
that I'm in it for a minute, I'm in it for a minute, and then it will be okay.
And your mind, you're telling your mind that too,
Correct.
which helps calm you down.
Correct.
Because even though you're going through it, you know it's not going to go on that much longer.
Absolutely.
Karina?
I'd like to interject what Sally says, and this is very important, especially for us women. And we go through what they call hot flashes. And I've read a research before that hot flashes is just not just a chemical imbalance or hormonal, sometimes it is that monkey mind that creates that anxiety. And like you said, I feel it because my whole body heats right up. It gets hot. And it's like,
well, I'm going to interject something here. This hot flash business that you women go through, men suffer because we get the brunt of it.
You do.
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, I'm putting in, if you get a
Pain and
pill,
suffering?
I want a pill too, because we have to endure. And then this is the question that I asked her. How do you treat when women are going through this whole thing?
well, this is why I'm saying that once we connect the dots, that it's our thought that's creating what's happening in our bodies, and because we're so much more sensitive, and probably as we get older, we're a lot more, frazzled, whatever it is. But for myself, I have to also say, stay in the moment, stay in the moment. What are you doing now? I'm washing dishes. What are we doing? We're washing dishes. How hot is the water? I have to distract my mind, what we call the monkey brain, so that I could, and then same thing, you start breathing, and right away my temperature drops, and then I'm at ease again. So we have to be very aware of our thoughts, and we just let our mind ramble all
But
day.
you're a vibrant, positive woman. So is Sally.
Yes.
And so don't shake your head no, because I was
She
going to say
is.
so is Margaret.
Margaret is, yes.
But I met a woman over the weekend, Vismaya, and she says to me at the end, as we're getting ready to leave, she says, I'm an introvert. I don't really talk to anybody. So I don't know why I'm here. I shouldn't be here. I really have nothing positive to offer to this conversation or this event at all. Which was really so hard to hear this, because she actually felt that way and she meant that. So what do you do when someone actually feels that way or says something like that to you? How do you actually frame it in a positive light?
Right now, she's playing the victim mentality.
Vismaya, what do you think?
She's doing the poor me.
I get that poor me thought, but sometimes when we have those thoughts, Dr. Joe Dispenza in his book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, he talks about we become addicted to behaviors. And you can't turn around and say, well, you're addicted to that thought, because that's not a nice thing to say, but just kind of recognize that and maybe share what she did bring to the table, what she did offer, or why she was invited to the party, or what you got from her, or find something to acknowledge her about and find something nice to say to her. And I think that the poor me comes, or the idea of I have nothing to or bring to the table, is an old pattern that's playing, and you're not going to break that in 1 second. She also has to be willing to do the work.
And I think she probably sat there for the whole night feeling, I shouldn't be here, no one's going to talk to me. And 3 hours later, she was actually talking to people, but by then everybody had left and no one was at this event anymore.
That's numbers. That's because there's numbers in the room. It's like when we used to go to Roseland to dance, and my cousins all, at the beginning, they would be flower child. And I said, I ain't come all the way down here to stand, I'm gonna go dance. And it takes a little bit of courage, but for her to say that, if she said that to you, that to me is the first step forward. Because she didn't have to recognize.
No, I'd
she
never
recognized
know her.
herself.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, being reclusive is safe. It's easier to hide under a table than to stand in front of it.
But it's not. It's so painful on the inside.
Wait, hold on. Because living in the moment, you can't do nothing about 20 minutes ago. You can't do nothing about a minute ago. So you gotta live today. You either learn from yesterday or you move on. It's really simple. That she said that to you means that she wants you, one of two things. Leave her alone, or she wants to take a step forward. So you take a step forward. You grab her by the wrist and say, come on, you go meet. We got a kid that went with us to this party, and he's doing production today, who's very shy. Can't believe how shy Josh is. Very shy. And I said to him, we're going to keep doing this until we get it right. And he was talking. He started to talk a little bit more. It's just a growing thing. It's like a muscle that learns to lift weights.
But the person needs to want, because you can't force them. Remember the guy with the cigarette and the...
I got to tell you something.
Quit the smoking thing?
I got to tell you something. This morning when I woke up, I used to believe that.
What?
That they have to want. You know something? Sometimes everybody wants. There ain't nobody I ever met that don't have one want in their life. One want. It might not be talking, but there's a want. And when there's a want, there's a way. And when you find out that this want is the way you want to be, all of a sudden, your wants begin to change.
But that's what you just said. That's what you said. You have to want it, and that's.
Sometimes you don't know you don't want it.
And
Sometimes you don't recognize want.
So I have to ask
I
Margaret,
think
where's
what,
she?
like Vismaya knows, because we've been in coaching together, and they always say, what's your why? If your why is big enough, then you go after it. If it's not big enough.
And what if it isn't big enough? You don't go after it?
Well, usually you have to figure out what a why is. And once you figure that why, then the action comes.
I'm working on people to learn their X.
You never
Because an
really
X,
know what
if you look at an
anybody-
X,
anybody is going through at any time. I mean, here I have a very positive show, and I be as positive as I can. I'm sure if Steve is listening too, he's going to say, "You have panic attacks," but you never know. Yes, I do.
well,
I don't
Steve
have
didn't
them
know
very
you were
often.
taken by aliens either.
Actually,
hello.
he's on an aeroplane right now coming back, so maybe he's not listening, but he might listen.
But I'm
you
really
never
glad,
know.
I'm
You
glad
know.
you brought Margaret today
Yes,
because
yes, nothing, no coincidence.
we wanted Margaret to be here. I ask for you all the time.
Yes, and I thank you for that. And I enjoy being here. But this today especially is meaning a lot to me because I have everything that's been spoken of. I'm going actually in a couple of days back to the psychiatrist, and it's not a nice feeling. As you get older, you expect things to happen. But I've never acted my age, I've never looked my age, till all of a sudden I look through the mirror and I can't bear to see myself because I feel like I look like 100. And it's, it's a horrible feeling to get up in the morning. And like I said, I want to come here every week because when I do say I'm coming, I'm kind of excited and get moving, So you obviously need special things in your life to keep you going because if you're not, I'm all alone. I mean, I have 2 children, but they're not, no, I know I have Sally. I've had Sally for years.
You should come every week.
Yeah.
Margaret, I went to Walt Disney World for the first time in my life a couple of weeks ago. And all of a sudden, I felt like I was 12. Everything changed since that point forward. So this is my Walt Disney World. So you hang out with me long enough, and you're never going to look in that mirror and think that you're 100. You're going to think you're 1, you're 6, you're 9, because you are who you want to be, because that's what you pick. See, nobody picks you. You pick you. So you don't need to feel old or anything in between. You got experience, you're smart, you're attractive, you know what you want. Just do and be you. Don't worry about anything else. Labels and all that stuff, man, leave that for the door because you don't need that in this place. We talked about this. You got a challenge coming up because your son's getting married, right? So change the challenge. Change the viewpoint. He's going to need you more than you ever.
I don't think it's a challenge. I have to enjoy the
have to-
opportunity.
Margaret just said to me, it's amazing. I always say there are no coincidences. The fact that we came, in fact, we were a little earlier than we were going to be because I was meeting her, but she was, not for me, well, maybe for me to come out that I have anxiety attacks, but for Margaret to be listening to this show. Yes, it's amazing. There is no coincidences. Absolutely.
And it's not easy to change your thought process. It's not as if someone says, just stop that. We can't just stop it. We need the tools like Vismaya has.
It's not easy to stop, and I think that one of the things that I'm very clear about is even though I practice gratitude and I talk about gratitude and I have made it my life mission, I have to use the tools on myself quite often because I can also go into those head spins or go into old patterns or old beliefs or, oh, this one doesn't love me or that one doesn't love me or why am I, and really allowing myself to say, no, this isn't working anymore. And constantly breaking those thought patterns and knowing and having the tools to do it. That's the first part. And taking that first step, getting out of the house to do something different or being able to say, I'm not comfortable talking at a party or whatever that first step is, sometimes that's the hardest step. And we hear that all the time. And it's, the proverbial, say the first step is the hardest, but it is. And once we get to that point and we're able to do it, sometimes what I have learned is that the fear of doing something is scarier than the action
100%.
Because it goes like this after you've done it. You're
I think
only
it's
afraid of
recognition.
anything the first 3 seconds.
Recognition And then,
Recognizing
then
it.
following through. The awareness is really important, because without that, you don't know what's happening to you anyway. But if you're aware of it and you recognize it and then work through it as best you can, because we're all at different levels working through that. But that awareness is very important, because otherwise we don't know what's going on anyway.
I was thinking of you the other night, Sally. You always say fake it till you make it. You and I made so much noise Saturday night that we took over an entire room. By the time we left that room, everyone from that room, they
But
knew
they were
us.
laughing.
And they're all coming in the studio.
And they're all laughing.
They're all our Facebook friends, and they were so happy that we were talking to them.
And you kept saying, you remember her, and you remember, yeah, sure, uh-huh. Didn't know who the hell anybody was.
And they're all coming. Because you know what? You just got to keep going.
Yeah,
right?
and
If you
we're
make-
all, it's nothing unique to any one person. I mean, even with my show, and I've been doing this a long time now, a few minutes beforehand, I always, am I going to be able to do this? I don't like to admit that, but I do feel that. It's normal, and it's okay to work through that, because I am still here in a human body, although sometimes people think I'm not, but I am. So we all have similar things happen to us, similar situations where you react sometimes differently, but we're not unique. None of us are unique. We have all this.
You know, it's funny you say that, and we've been doing this, we're 8 years with you, 18, 19 years in total. I don't even think that way anymore. What I think about is, today I want to do TV. And after I do that, then I'm going to want to do TV on the moon, because to me, there's never a step back. You always want to make it one step forward. And I'm not here for anybody's entertainment, except for our clients, of course, or people that are watching. I'm here for me. I do what I want to do for me. And I did days that I'm down. You've seen it. I get upset and everything else. But because I want it to be perfect. Nothing less, nothing more. And you ever seen how they plug a car in to charge electrical cars, the Teslas and stuff? So this lady, when she comes into the studio, she's like the impulse that I get. I just get that feel that you can accomplish, man, almost anything in life. Just do it.
I think I should carry your cards around. So when I meet people who say Vismaya, like this woman said to me Saturday night, and I didn't know her.
Call her.
That's what I want to do.
Let's
is
make
say,
a
you know
card that
what?
says, call me.
This is how you call something like that. So I can. They didn't need my card, but they needed your card, or they needed your contact, or just a card that says grateful. Or you know how they used to have the things you used to put Post-its around, like your locker room. I love you. You're beautiful. Smile. Just a card that says grateful, and give it out. And then on the back is your phone number or your website.
No,
or
we
something.
went with a plug on it. We put a plug on the
Whatever
card.
it is, but
so you could plug in.
Yeah,
call me.
Plug in.
You know, I just heard what you said about the anxiety, and what came to me was, you know you can do it. So maybe the conversation is just say, you know, higher power come through me.
You can do it.
Because you know you can do it.
Absolutely.
But I'm a massage therapist, and it was very interesting because recently somebody said to me, how did you know you were a great massage therapist? And I thought about it. And now when I do massage, I don't ask, can I do it? Because I know I can. I just say, you know, God, come through me, heal this person, use me as your conduit. And I think that's more of the question is, or the comment, because you know you can do it.
I think it's believing in ourselves too. That's also very, very important. I didn't know that I was going to have a show from 6 months ago, that I was going to be on every week on a show. And obviously my first reaction was, am I going to be able to do it? But I can, and I know that, but it's telling ourselves that. And it's also not ever taking it for granted too. I believe that too. That's coming to me very much. No matter what we do, we don't take it for granted. Every day is different, and it can be a different story, but just believing in yourself is what's really important.
It's funny because at the party, I must have spoken to 6 people, and most of them were women. Yeah, they were all women. And they all wanted to do a podcast or had something to say. And when I asked them, well, what are you waiting for? And they say to me, well, people tell me I really don't have nothing. People telling me, that's the only thing I heard. I didn't hear anything after that didn't make any difference. Because you're letting people rent space in your brain. We talk about this all the time. And these people pay all the rent up there. And they seem to control all of your action. And they believe this and they believe that. And go see a shrink because the shrink knows best.
You
Go
heard
see
what
your
I
doctor.
told you this morning.
But you know, the bottom line is, that's why a mirror is your best friend, man. Look in that mirror. That mirror ain't gonna lie to you, because you up, you going, and you're doing it. And if you can take that first foot forward, there ain't nothing in this world, no matter what anybody says, that can slow you down. That's one of the things that we challenge the producers. I know they're good, but they don't know how good they can be. So let's find out. Let's do 3 things at one time and do it in 30 minutes. And challenge them. Why not?
Take a commercial break?
Yeah, let's do that.
More to come. Give us a call, 888-994-4995. Margaret, the mirror is your best friend, not your worst friend.
That's right.
Mirror is your best friend over there.
That's what it comes
Stay
down to.
tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to StephanieJaffeArt.com.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently, and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days. All in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
Call 855-348-5925. That's 855-348-5925. Again, 855-348-5925.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 855-993-2180. That's 855-993-2180. Again, 855-993-2180.
Are you compromising your medical care for doctors out of your network? Are you tired of dealing with referrals to see a specialist? Are you aware that you can save up to $155 a month on your Medicare premiums? You need an all-in-one benefits company that can help with all of your Medicare plan needs. Call today, All-in-One Benefits Group at 954-614-5488. We're here to find an all-in-one plan for you. 954-614-5488. Call today for open enrollment.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
You gotta do this.
Who's running Latin Hustle?
Latin finished.
Oh, I was going to say my oar's out here. I was wondering who was doing the show.
They're talking inside.
Very nice. We got everybody here. Miss Maya, I love that so much that you went up and gave Margaret a hug.
Frank has Advantage with Aetna.
Medicare Advantage with
Medicare
Aetna?
Advantage, yes.
All right, so they
and we want to
probably have
also say hi to Colleen. Hope she's feeling better.
How are they doing, by the way? Have
I
you
don't know.
talked to Cece
I don't
at
know.
all?
Cece was supposed to call
Have you,
in. And
Josh?
he didn't.
I'm on A3. I've just seen his Facebook post. I think he finally has a band now.
Nice.
And that's
Yes,
about
they
it.
put a piece together, or singing, right?
Yeah, I'm on A3. But his band's like a big, tough biker.
I saw that
biker
picture,
group,
but
yeah.
we haven't seen him or heard from him in a long time. Cece and Colleen, you guys got to call in or come back and visit us.
I told Cece to call in.
Absolutely.
Also, the other thing is we have, what do we have?
We've got Call Me Zena at 3. We have
No, I had another.
we have got
shout-out.
Chanel at 5. We got some things going on.
Chanel, what a great show that was.
How'd you like that?
That stuff
How'd
was
you feel after that
unbelievable.
protein, that shake?
That protein shake is the best. You know, Steve-O, if you're watching New York Sound, Steve-O, I was waiting for you today because I was going to give you one of these shakes. Got to get my man Steve-O back on track with his sugar. But my sugar has been reduced all weekend.
I'm so proud of you.
And I'm not out of the woods yet, but I
you're-
think I found
you're
something that works.
Working towards it, and you're not giving up, and you're working towards it and working towards it.
You know, it's like I say, you know, every day is another challenge. It's another challenge, and some challenges can be life or death. This ain't no game. This ain't checkers no more, as I like to say. This is chess. So I'm trying to figure it out so that I can help somebody in front of me. And Steve-O is my project right now, and I'm going to reach out to him. I'll go to his house if I got to pick him up. Maybe he couldn't drive. Who knows?
How's he feeling?
He's not doing well. Not doing well at all. So, and I said to him, we got to get this thing done. We got to get it right, and sugars are just out of freaking control. And we got to do what we got to do. The body will make adjustments if you treat it right. But it's not going to happen overnight because you abuse it for a long time. This is what I've learned and come to the conclusion of for myself. It's my journey, not yours. I get it. But if I can sort of keep it where it is right now, man, I'll be very, very happy. That's why I'm in a good mood today.
I think International Women's Day is the 8th, isn't it? So it's on Wednesday?
Is it the 8th or the 9th?
Wednesday,
the 8th.
It's Women's History Month right now too.
And we're going to be doing something at the Movies of Del Rey. She wants to do a woman empowerment piece, and all the women in here, she wants to give you a mic with a film that's coming out for that day, and they want to do like a red carpet walk and the whole nine. So we have to reach out to her. Some more to be on deck coming up. I'll call her today. And I also want to give a shout out to Tracy, new mom, who welcomed us on Saturday night. What a nice lady. You know, what a giver she is. She makes you feel at home. she told everybody that would listen about our show. It was to a point that I felt like, Tracy's okay, take it easy. And she's like so excited that she had her own show and she did this and this and that. But what a real class act that woman is. I gotta tell you.
And we were talking to someone, she says, oh, so-and-so has a show. She goes, I should have known it was at your studio because where else would it be?
It was just nice
It was very
to see her
great
again.
group
And
of people.
I told her to come and be the bartender any day of the week she wants. Pick
Great
a
group
day,
of
it doesn't
people.
matter, just come.
Did you see those cannolis? I gotta find out where the biggest cannolis
No.
I've ever seen. By the time I got back there, though, they were gone.
No, I don't go in that direction. I heard that they had a room full of desserts.
I
I
just
went
walked
right by
through
it.
the desserts a few times.
Went right by it. Went right by it. I had a hard enough time with the carbs on the table, the egg rolls and the pizza.
Everything was good, though. A sushi boat and...
Do you know that when you add a little bit 10 times, you get one big lot of it? Did you know that? So you have a little of this and a little of this, and when you go home, your sugar's 206. You wonder why? Really?
I know, but it was a
No
great
good.
party, great people.
Had a lot of
and
fun.
Made me think of you. So you got to come up with some sort of card that I can give to people
Plug it in.
with "You are beautiful" or "You are loved" or something just to give out. Like we give out our hope hearts, which I should carry around with me also in my purse.
I
Something.
have a couple of things.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you give out?
So I have these really cute cards. I didn't make them, but I did put my card on the back of them because they're fabulous. And it's always cool because they have different themes on them. So one is love, one is hope, one is, I don't know. I have a bunch of different ones.
Oh, okay.
And then it's like a Cracker Jack thing. This one says, yay you. And you pop them open and they have a message. So I never show people the front of them. I always do it like this.
Oh, wow.
Don't let her see which one. She has to pick it. So that way they don't see which one it is, and then they open it and they go, oh my God, that's exactly what I needed to hear today. So it's really kind of cool.
What are those cards?
Open it up. Yeah. Open the card. Now flip it to the front.
Of course, mine says hope. What a surprise.
And there's a little message.
Let nothing
inside.
dim the light that shines from within. Maya Angelou. You give these out?
Yeah.
One, Freddie?
Absolutely.
Can we have some of these?
Of course.
Can we give them out for you?
Of course.
This is amazing. Then it says, you pick love and I pick hope. Of course, we
Turn it
did.
around and flip it open.
Look, it pops open. Pop
Like
open
a
the
Cracker
word.
Jack box. That cracks
These
me
are
up.
amazing.
Aren't they fun?
Sign up and save gratitude swag. I love this.
That's
This is like her version of the hope. Just pop it open.
It doesn't.
Just
It
pop.
doesn't.
Here.
Yours pops.
Mine's pops on the other side. You need instructions in that freaking college degree.
Sometimes I'm tempted to put like an arrow because a lot of people do the same thing, but I'm like, Cracker Jack, and they get it.
Okay, I want you to take this and give it to that young lady over there. This is my gift from her to me to you. Give that to her.
I love this. You got love and I got hope. What a
This
surprise.
is freaking amazing.
Aren't they fun?
Fun.
These are, what'd you
This
get?
is
Yay, you. Treasure, that is what you are. Oh,
Yes.
treasure, that is what you are.
I
That's a-
love these.
Right?
This
It was
might,
Bruno
these
Mars,
are
yeah.
amazing.
I don't want to sing because I'll scare
This
the
is the-
audience.
Actually, I got one.
This is the best.
I got one at your mom's funeral.
the
You
funeral.
gave them out at the end, which I thought it was specifically for that. I didn't know you did that all the time.
No, I don't. I had them. So I used to sell these cards in a pack, and then nobody wants to buy something they don't see. And then I started to open them and hand them out to people. And I'm like, you know what? This is my new business card because nobody wants a business card, but this is fun, and they keep it. So when my mom died, I had a bunch of them, and I wanted to give something. So I passed them out. As my mother was as kooky as she was also like when she would see people, she goes, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And she would find something lovely to say about somebody. And by the time she left, they would tell, oh, I love you. And so that
my
was
story to you made total sense just now.
about the
About
being,
the lady and needing to give out your card or something.
yeah,
It made
like,
total sense to you. I love these.
These cards are amazing.
Yes.
I'm just reading mine and I'm reading Margaret's. No coincidence. I love saying that. No coincidences.
Sally,
Okay.
I'm going to get Sally a necklace that says no
I
coincidence.
like mine. You know who you are. You are the shining star. I like that.
and every time somebody pops them open, they say the same thing. That's exactly what I needed to hear today. How did you know?
100%.
I'm like, I didn't.
Mine is hope. Let nothing dim the light that shines from within.
Margaret, did you get the gift I sent you?
Yes, I did.
You want to read that one?
In your presence, I fell more in love with the best of myself. That was your gift.
That pretty sums it up.
Wow.
Pretty much sums it up. I gotta tell you something. Sometimes hearing the certain words at the right moment of your life is all you need. You don't need nothing else. You don't need to have the lotto. You don't need none of that. You just need that right word at the right time. And Josh, you should know this in baseball, right? When you strike out, they tap you in the back of the leg. You ever seen them walk down the dugout or you hit a home run? It's just that transfer of energy. It's going to be all right. And that's what words can do. And that's why I tell you, she's like a giant plug-in for my car.
You are. And those words, you know, the wrong words can hurt as much as the right words can help.
Yeah, well, we're going to put a deaf ear to wrong words again.
We're going to pass these out. If you leave us a package of anything you can, or the few that you have, we're going to get more, because these are amazing. And then you can go to her QR code on the back, Living in Gratitude Today, and sign up and save gratitude swag. I love this.
Amazing.
Thank you.
I just told Margaret, I said, you have a home here.
Always.
But then she said, what did we say? She said, I've got goosebumps. Is that Aldo? I said, yes, he's just saying the same thing.
It's amazing, the connection. I can't believe what's happening to me right now. Beautiful.
Well, it's always here waiting for you. All you got to do is show up.
You are loved.
You also have a website where people can get the shirts and everything else?
Yes. So the website is livingingratitudetoday.com. livingingratitudetoday.com. You know, and I say this every time I'm here, but I really hope that you guys hear what people say, how comfortable they are in the studio, how warm they feel, how wonderful they feel, because you both have a gift of making anybody who walks in here feel like they're at home and that they are the most important person that has ever walked through these doors.
Oh,
So thank you for that.
People tease us and say, oh, you guys are like a hangout. I'm like, we're a hangout.
If that's your
but-
definition.
Right?
That's the name of Josh's show.
That's what made me think of it. How was your show today?
It was pretty good. Ran on a little too long, but I mean, I like talking about animation, so it's my thing.
That's his thing. What card did you get?
I just said it.
What's the front
Yay,
of it?
yay, you. And it says, treasure, that is what you are.
Oh,
Which
the
is
front
kind
says
of
yay,
good
you.
because I don't have good
Self-esteem?
self-esteem, yeah.
I know you don't, but you should, because you're pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's okay. You know what it's called? You got to catch up. Amazing's happening on right now. You just got to catch up. It ain't that it ain't happening. It's just that you just got to catch up.
I'll be happy with myself when I retire. I gotta keep working.
Listen, you have to do the game is you keep working on it. That's the secret.
How old are you?
23.
Don't be happy when
right,
you
can't wait to
retire. Be
get-
happy right now.
Right.
Find happy
I
right
got
now.
hope. Someday all you'll have to light the way will be a single ray of hope, and that will be enough.
You are a single ray of hope. Look what you did for me.
Yes.
Did you ever think? I walked in here today and the place was spotless, and it made me cry because everything looked so beautiful, thanks to Karen. She came in, she took care of everything over the weekend. It was amazing.
And I left her a real challenge on Friday. We were so tired, the whole crew was so tired that we walked out of here. I even forgot to take the boxes, the pizza boxes out. And Karen came in and made it all
Like
go
a
away.
ray of light, right? My sunshine of hope over there. Got to keep you close, kiddo.
Yes.
You know, it's funny because the way we see it is everybody in here is the gift. We get to unwrap it every single day, and that's the difference. It doesn't matter how many times you come in, because you're different every time you come in. Just like your clothes are different, your shoes are different, your hair is different, attitude's different, and it's another gift every single day. It's funny because 8 years ago when we started doing this, people used to laugh at us and say, oh, you guys are this, you guys are that, but you saw that room on Saturday. There's a lot of you guys that live in section of how you doing, section of what's going on, and
That's why it's called the present.
contagious. That's right. It's the present. Can't control the past. Don't even try.
What's he giving you, a headset? I guess he's trying to talk to you.
And we got 5 minutes left.
You work here. Why are you on the show? Because he sat down and wanted to hang out with
This
us.
is for Josh, man.
Just trying to relax.
Anybody has a story over the weekend they want to share or something spectacular that happened?
Me. So, since 2013, I've been doing the Climb Miami, which is the American Lung Association. It's a major fundraiser for them. So this was my 10th year doing it. I've only missed 1 year. And I did 1,700 steps up and down Marlin Stadium. And I beat my time last year, which was absolutely amazing. And this year was different than any other year. I walked out of there and I felt like I was high, like so excited. My brother was there. He climbed with me. I had a friend who's been climbing with me for years came. We had a new member of the team. We had somebody who's like a sister to us climb. And my stepmom came to cheer us on, and it was just the most remarkable event. And, you know, my brother and I are competitive, but he definitely kicked my rear in fundraising this year, but not next year. But the climb was amazing. So it was exhilarating. It was fun. It was exciting. I pushed my body to the limits. I had to push my mind to the limits, and I beat my time. So that was very cool. 23 minutes and 47 seconds.
1,700 steps.
Up and down, yes. The last time I did it, which was last year, was 26 minutes and 14 seconds. So I shaved off about 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes and 27 seconds.
Do you train for that?
I did, but I train so I don't move very quickly unless I'm dancing, whatever. But I'm like a sloth. I do everything very slowly. So.
The tortoise.
Yeah, you know, this is very funny. So I took care of my uncle while he was sick, and he was in a nursing home. So I would walk laps sometimes because I was sitting there all day, and I would pass some of the elderly people, and I go, "You walk very fast," which is very funny because I don't. So when I was training, you know, I would go up leisurely, and I was sweating, and I would stop, and I would stretch, and I would look outside because it was beautiful. So when I actually did the walk this time, I was moving. And because the steps were smaller, I was able to take 2 steps at a time. But I beat my time. That was the point.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So next year it will be even better.
That's fantastic. I never even heard of that. That's amazing.
It's pretty cool.
Is that open to the public?
Yeah. You can sign up. All it takes is a registration. You have to raise $100 a person. But and what's really beautiful about the American Lung Association is that 90 cents of every dollar goes directly to research, advocacy, education, and every $500 raised goes to fund 1 day of research. So my team collectively, we did almost 7 full days of research. That was pretty amazing.
Wow. Congratulations.
That's amazing. Karen, how was your event? Your interview.
It was great. I had a really informational show on for the Hispanic community about hearing aids and the importance of checking their ears at mid-age so that it doesn't cause dementia or later on in their lives. So yeah, it was very informational. It was good for the Latin community, and you know, we got our message across.
I love that. Yeah, don't put those sticks with the cotton on the ends in your ears.
I don't know why they sell Q-tips, because that's the worst thing in the world.
Or not the brand, nothing against them, but they're just should
Yeah,
not be
a lot
used
against
for
them, because
that.
that's damage right there. Use something else.
No, and also listening to loud music through your headphones. A lot of teenagers and 20-year-olds want to hear their music blaring in their ears with the bass all the way up, and then it starts busting their eardrums.
And they make it louder because they can't hear anymore.
Right. So there's a lot of education that needs to be introduced to young people
And Latinos love loud music, I could tell you
Thank
that.
you for all that you do. You are my light of hope in here.
I love to be that.
Margaret,
thank you.
for coming. You are always welcome. Thank you. Any day, even if Sally's not here, although Sally's here a lot, you're always welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Sally,
I'm
you'll come more
enjoying
often.
every minute of this show.
Good. Well, you're going to stay tight because we've got Call Me Zena coming up at 3 o'clock. More to come, Vismaya. I hope we see more of you as well.
We're going to see Vismaya more.
I love these cards. These are a ray of hope.
I will be getting more.
Man, these are amazing. Karina, you've got Metal Lifestyle magazine show tomorrow, right here in the studio at 3 o'clock, and then on radio Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock. So a lot going on. Tonight we have The Reinvented Life on Oldies from a special airing from 8 to 9 o'clock. You do not want to miss it. It's about getting your health in line, some special products that really work, regulate blood sugar, help with weight loss and stamina and mental acuity. So
you don't want to
definitely
miss
check
that show, especially if you have diabetes. Nothing against anything else, but watch it and listen to it tonight.
So more to come. For any questions, come into studio today at 3 o'clock. Call me Zena. Sally's here to answer any and all questions, or call right into the studio at 888-994-4995. Ready to wrap it up?
And as always, don't be afraid to ask.
Have a great afternoon, everyone. We will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.